When a group of military officers raided the executive mansion of President William Tolbert, Liberia experienced the first coup d'etat of its 133-year-old history. As news spread of the downfall of the Tolbert government, the general populace grew anxious. Tolbert's government had made their lives miserable. He had increased the price of food and used his private army and police to terrorize and kill those who disagreed with his policies. With Tolbert dead, the rest of his cabinet would now stand trial. In all cases, their charges would be the same: high treason, misuse of public office, rampant corruption, and gross violation of human and constitutional rights.
Right there. Yeah, sit down. Pause. Promulgated by military decree signed and order approved. It is hereby enacted by the People's Redemption Council of the Republic of Liberia. 1. High treason. It shall constitute a crime of high treason, a first-degree felony, if A. By rampant corruption, a public officer selfishly accumulates wealth to himself and thereby denies or negates a fair distribution of the national wealth to his fellow citizens, and thereby necessitating a military coup d'etat as the only means of liberating the people. Signed, Master Sergeant Samuel K. Doe, Chairman of the People's Redemption Council and Head of State of the Republic of Liberia.
Chairman, I am not guilty of any act of treason as outlined in the act by you, which I've just heard read, as proposing projects, programs, and plans for the government which were mainly intended to serve people.
What we want to know here is that you have worked in the government for 18 years. And on top of that, you are a Liberian citizen. We want to know whether, in your own opinion, the democratic processes that have been going on through the years, the Liberian government, in the instrumentality of the True Party, do you think it has been monopolized by just few people, which has excluded the masses of the Liberian people from taking part? That's the question.
It has not taken into account the feelings of the masses of the people because the decisions were made by only a few people.
The military tribunal tried 13 government officials of the Tolbert regime. All of them were found guilty and condemned to death by a firing squad. A public execution was to be staged on the beachfront of Monrovia, Liberia's capital city. The new leader of this country, Master Sergeant Samuel Canyon Doe, declared these executions would mark the end of this country's oppression. The Liberian people were eager for the executions to begin. The sooner Tolbert's men were shot, the sooner their country could enter an era of civilian rule. For nearly an hour, the condemned men sat in the bus and watched crews erect their execution posts on the quiet beachfront. It would now be a matter of minutes before they would die.
I was in hiding, and I watched it on television as he was executed on April 22nd, 1980. No doubt in my mind that 1980 was not only for us, but for the whole country, sort of a beginning of an end.
Tolbert regime. LTV coming to you Tuesday, April 22, 1980. Master Sergeant Doe is seen accompanied by young army officers walking along the Atlantic Ocean, going rather back to the execution ground. We have the Speaker of the People's Redemption Council, Nicholas Podet Jr., who is also at the execution grounds, and he has these few remarks to make.
It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, that these people, we get rid of them because they have kept our country down for so long time, and we feel that if we keep these people alive, it will be a threat to the nation. And we want to wipe out corruption, and so we are not going to forgive them, and we have to execute them, and I'm happy that the execution is going on now.
Officers, they call them the firing squad. They are now seen about to take up their positions shortly before the commands, orders are given for the execution of the former officials of the Tolbert government. There you see them again. They are C. Cecil Dennis, D. Franklin Neal, Frank Emmanuel Tolbert, James T. Phillips, E. Reginald Townsend, Joseph J.F. Chesson, Richard A. Henrys, James A. Peart, and Frank Stewart. They command. April 22, 1980,